Hello everybody and welcome to Mr. Stansfield's Education Videos. Today we're looking at part 3 of how to make an Andy Warhol inspired pop art portrait. So what I've got here is I've got my 4 images saved as PSD files. The next step is to actually save it as a JPEG. So if you go here and we want to flatten it first, although saving it as a JPEG will do this, let's go to Layer and then Flatten Image. Find that and it'll create a single layer over here. File, Export as a JPEG, and we're going to want to do that for all 4 of our photos. Turn your quality 70%, the default is fine. Click Save, and then in this case, if we scroll down here, my desktop is a little unorganized, but you can see I've got Jordan Pop Art 1, 2, 3, 4. What I'm going to do is go ahead and click on number 4, because that's the one that this is, and then I'm going to add a little extension here. This is going to be flat. So Jordan Pop Art 4 and then dash flat. So I want to do that for each of these 4, and then once I've saved each of them as a JPEG, we're ready to bring them all together. So I'm going to pause the video while I go ahead and save all 4 of them, and then I'll come back in just a moment. Alright you guys, so once you've got your images saved, go ahead and close everything. After you've saved all your JPEGs, we're going to go ahead and create a new project. Now what we're going to do is basically double the size that we started with. So if we go here and we're going to choose 20 inches by 20 inches at 72 pixels per inch with a white background, go ahead and create that. You can rename it, that's probably a good idea as well. Then we're going to go open in place, just like we did with our original file, but we're going to find each of those 4 images. So what we're going to do is go ahead and choose our flat JPEG, flat JPEG, flat JPEG, and flat JPEG. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you click open, it's actually going to place all of them in a layer here. The next step is to grab the Move tool, and what we're going to do is just click and drag this guy down here. Auto select will auto select the layer, and then you can go ahead and separate these 4 like so. Now I kind of like the green being opposite the green, so you can kind of play around with the order a little bit here, like so. You know what, I realized I used a shortcut key. So when you click open in place, in order to select more than one file, if you hold the control key down on a Chromebook or the command key down on a Mac, so click here, then hold the command or control key down to select those, all 4 of them, right? If it doesn't work that you get all 4, you can just do one at a time and then kind of arrange them over here using the Move tool. Once you've clicked auto select, it'll auto select the layer. Then go ahead and click Layer, Flatten Image. We don't need to have our layers over here, and then File, Export as a JPEG. So your final submission is going to be a JPEG. Click Save, and you can go ahead and rename it right there. And that is how you put together your Andy Warhol inspired pop art portrait.